Welcome, friends. Today is day 35 of my journal. Someone lied to you. Someone lied to you when you were a kid, when you were growing up. And they lied to you and it destroyed your ability to realize what emotions were. It took away your power to look inward towards your feelings and understand what they were and use them to your advantage. It wasn't their fault. That's how they were raised. But today I want to give you a different way to view your emotions and your feelings in a way that can actually be beneficial to you. And it's a little shift that I've been doing for the past couple years. Your emotions aren't bad things. You don't have bad emotions. You just have signals that your body is giving you that makes you feel a certain way. And it's trying to tell you something. And by labeling them good or labeling them bad, you're giving more importance and a fear of the other one. You're confusing what the emotion is, what it is meant for. Emotions and feelings are meant to be signals to your brain that, hey, something's going on in myself or my environment that I need to have addressed. That's all they are. They are made to give you information. That's all they are there for. I've started using this app. I think it's called How Am I Feeling app. I'll put it in the show notes down below. I really like this app. It gives me a wide array of emotions to choose from, and it gives me an explanation of what they are. At the beginning, it splits it up into 4 categories. High unpleasant emotion, high pleasant emotion, low unpleasant emotion, and low pleasant emotion. And when you click on one of those 4 categories, it gives you about 40 words in that sector to describe what you're feeling. And as I've been going through the practice of actually journaling my feelings in that moment, I've learned that there's a much deeper vernacular, a much deeper vocabulary that I can use to express my emotions. And that there is a difference between peeved and upset and angry. All of those are slightly different. Depending on the severity of what I'm feeling, I can have a word for it. And when I have a word for it, I can more closely align my vocabulary and my brain to what I'm feeling. And when you do that, it gives you power to understand and read the emotions you're feeling. Okay, I'm feeling peeved. I'm slightly upset. Why am I slightly upset? Oh, my boss said a slight to me. He had quite a bit of a tone on one of the things he said to me before I left work. And that pissed me off just a little bit. If I ignore that signal and don't understand what it's coming from, it can cascade into feeling of angry and resentment, much more dramatic emotions, much more intense emotions that actually stemmed from this little snowflake of an experience now turned into an avalanche. And that's what happens with a lot of us. We don't know where these big emotions are coming from. But when we are mindful of what is going on beneath the surface in our day-to-day lives, and we take account of what we are feeling and how certain events impacted those feelings, and we are able to read the signals our body is giving us, you're going to have a much easier time to act the way you want to and not act solely on those emotions. You can see what triggers you in your environment because you are responsible for your actions in response to what triggered you. It's not the trigger's fault. It's not anyone else's fault. It is your responsibility to read your emotions and act how you want to in spite of them. Use them as tools to read your environment and the landscape around you and your inner dialogue and see what you're feeling. Grow your vocabulary when it comes to those emotions. Learn to dissect them, see where they come from, because they are responses, they are signals from your environment and the things that happen to you. Your emotions are responses and signals from your environment that want you to pay attention to them so that you see what happened. It's just a little flag saying, hey, look over here. Hey, pay attention to me for a minute. And then you can think through that emotion. That gives you power because you can see where you're influenced. Our emotions seem to come from nowhere until we sit with them. We don't fight them. We don't try to change them. We sit with them. And when you sit with an emotion before you act, when you have that feeling and you want to go into it further, just sit there a minute and feel what it's like to be peeved. Feel what it's like to be annoyed. Feel what it's like to be joyful. What it means to be content, happy, sad, angry. Whatever it is you're feeling, don't pass judgment on it yet. Sit and feel it. And then figure out where it came from. And then choose your actions forward. Most of them don't require actions. Most of them are just understanding what your body is saying to you so that you know that feeling when it comes up again. I know I want to respond like this, and I start feeling this way around this person because of this action. Now that you know that, you have power. You have power to be influenced by what you want to be influenced by, not an underlying emotion that you didn't know was triggered 3 hours ago and now led to a bad day, a bad conversation, a bad mood. You actually have power to see where it came from. You understand where the snowflake caused the avalanche. And you can stop that avalanche by understanding that snowflake and taking care of that snowflake before it cascades into a much bigger mess. Emotions can be messy, yes. But the more you become mindful and you allow yourself to feel all emotions that you have without judgment, just to understand, that gives you power. I used to fight that as a kid, and it left me feeling anxious. It left me feeling depressed because I was avoiding feeling what I was feeling in that moment. I was avoiding the sadness. I was avoiding the anger. I was avoiding these day-to-day feelings. And when you bottle up your feelings, they become much bigger because you haven't given them time in the sun to understand them and work through them. So they become a much bigger monster, and that becomes harder to slay. But when you get through that, when you actually open up to those emotions without judgment and start and seek to understand them, you're going to realize you've taken that power back. It'll help you with your social anxiety. It'll help you with your interpersonal relationships. It'll help you with depression. It'll help you to feel more joy. It'll help you to have deeper positive thoughts because you'll have a deeper understanding of what a positive thought and a positive feeling emotion is. Grow that vocabulary. As I've done that, I've been able to experience more depth in life, more depth in those emotions because I have a word for what I'm feeling. If you only have sad, happy, angry, tired, that's not enough. I highly suggest you use this app or one similar and study the words and what it means and match that to what you're feeling. Search those definitions and gain the vernacular to actually talk about your emotions with words that describe them instead of the simplistic umbrella term of sad. Are you actually sad? Or did something lead you to have sorrow? Did something remind you of the past and now you're grieving? Those are different than sad. Add those words and understand your emotions. Seek to understand your emotions without passing judgment. Use them as power to understand yourself and your environment. And you'll understand that you can become much more peaceful and much more calm because you are the one driving this boat. You understand it. You understand this crazy sea of emotions because you can see how A plus B equaled C. And you can change the equation when you understand the pieces that are moving to cause that. You can change your environment. You can change your response to that. You can just sit there and feel the emotion and not act on it. But you have the power to choose now. You aren't taken for a wild ride with these emotions that you don't understand. So try that today. Sit with the emotions you're feeling and notice what caused them. What in your environment or in your meeting with new people, notice why you are feeling the way you're feeling. Don't pass judgment. Just seek to understand. And see how that feels. When you feel more understood by yourself, you'll have a much easier time understanding others, and they will have an easier time understanding you. The more I understand my emotions, my thoughts, my feelings, and don't pass judgment yet, just have that desire to understand. I become more patient with myself. I have a much better story of what caused what. And my brain likes that. I feel more peace and I can feel more depth. And I have a more enriched life when I do this practice of nailing down what I'm actually feeling and not glossing it over with an umbrella term. So increase your vocabulary today of your emotions and sit with them. Explore them. See what caused them. It'll be a superpower to you, and I want you to try it. Go out there today and be the good in the world and be more understanding. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.